What's up? Okay, so it's been requested that I do an update on my TEAS test. I'm so sorry it has taken me this long, like a few months, to make another video with an update. We've had so much family stuff going on. We moved. That's no excuse, by the way. But I wanted to give you guys an update. It is right now I don't have my calendar, but it's the 8th of January, and I took my TEAS test at the end of August, and I'm glad to say I passed. All that studying paid off. Sorry if you can hear my son in the background. I apologize. He's 3, so he's playing trains right now, but I passed. Thank goodness. I don't know if you guys remember from my other video, but I'll try and remember to link it to this one. When I talked about how I studied for the TEAS, it actually ended up where I only had like 3-ish weeks to study for it. I think even maybe just 2 and almost a third week to study for it. And I have, sorry, I just made some notes here. Read The Educated Beauty. If you haven't gone to her channel, do so and check it out. She asked if I could give maybe some tips and pointers. Were there any regrets in the way I studied, and things of that sort. So I just wanted to run down a few things. Number 1, prepare in advance. And that seems so obvious, but I only had like 2.5 weeks to study, and if I had to do it all over again, I would at least start 2 months prior to when you're actually taking the TEAS test. If you break down your book, like I did, I broke it down by section and kind of mapped out how many pages I had to study for each day to have me where I needed to be in order to take the TEAS test. If you do that and you're starting 2 months prior, oh my goodness, it's going to make a world of difference. I'm telling you, it will. So number 1 piece of advice, start at least 2 months prior to your actual test date. So you're not feeling rushed. Say hi. Hi. It's Jackson. So you're not feeling rushed. Second piece of advice would be Jackson Carter. My second piece of advice would be when you're maybe like a day or 2 prior to the test, relax. Don't study the morning of your test. Don't study the day before your test. I would even go as far as to say don't study 2 days before your test. Let all that information you've taken in over the past 2 months sink in. Okay? Second piece of advice. So, first piece being start studying 2 months prior. Second piece of advice would be don't study the 2 days before your actual test. Let your brain relax and kind of let all that information soak in. Okay? Third piece of advice would be to eat breakfast the morning of your test. And I know this is another obvious one. You've probably heard it on another video. But it's so important. And make sure you drink a lot of water. Like, be hydrated so you're feeling good. You don't want to go into this, monstrous test not feeling 100%. And of course, some things happen. You have a headache, and those kind of things are uncontrollable. But control the things you can control, like eating a good, healthy breakfast, being hydrated. And I'm prone to getting headaches, so actually I took ibuprofen before my test, even though I didn't have a headache, just in case. So do that. When you're going to take your test, bring earplugs. And there's a whole story behind this, and I'll go ahead and explain it to you now. First let me just say, bring earplugs, because there's going to be, even though you're probably in a testing center, at least that's what my school does, it's a proctored thing on the computer in a testing room, and there will be distractions, even though you think there might not be. People coming in and out of the testing room, going up, using the bathroom, blowing their nose, coughing. All of those things are intensified when you're stressed. So someone sneezing on a regular day wouldn't bother you. Well, when you're like stressed out because of this test, trust me, when they're sneezing and coughing, it's going to be a huge distraction. So bring earplugs. I did not do that. And let me tell you my experience. I did pass my TEAS. My school didn't set a specific percentage you had to get. However, ATI, I don't know if it's ATI or my school that does this, but they break it down into like 4 categories. And if I remember correctly, they're developmental, basic, proficient, and exemplary. And you have to make it in one of the top 2 or the top 3 of those categories. So it goes, the bottom is developmental, which means you probably should work a little bit more and study a lot more to get where you need to be. Basic, meaning you know basic stuff to get you through. Proficient, you have a good knowledge base. And exemplary, you are on your way to nursing school, like you've got this down, no problem, right? I made it into the proficient category, and I scored, I believe it was a 73.5. And I have to tell you, I'm a straight A student, and normally a 73 would have not devastated me, but I've been pretty upset with myself. However, I was so excited to get that 73 because my school doesn't look at the actual percentage. You just have to make it into one of those top 2 or 3 categories, which I did. So I was ecstatic. Now, back to the earplugs. The reason I got a 73% is because when I got to the math portion, my nerves took over. I don't know what happened, but they took over. I was listening to people sneeze and cough and coming in and out of the door, going to the bathroom, getting tissues. Every sound in the room was intensified. And I don't know, I just let my nerves get the best of me. And I don't know if I probably would have done better if I had earplugs because I wouldn't have been focused so much on everything around me. But I wasn't even able to finish my math portion by like half. I didn't do like half of the math section of the TEAS test, and I still got a 73, which kind of makes me feel good because I know if I would have finished that, I would have done much better. So, it's huge, huge, huge that you get earplugs. I mean, that's probably my number 1 advice because I'm telling you, I would have done a lot better if all this sound was drowned out. So, I hope some of those tips help you if you find it helpful. But I passed, and I wish you all the best of luck if you're getting ready to take your TEAS test. I know it's stressful, but try really hard not to stress. You've got this. You have got it. And I'm actually going to do another video that I promised about whether I was accepted or denied into nursing school. And I will upload that video here shortly, so be on the lookout. As always, leave questions down in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.